Captain Vyse from Sega's excruciatingly underrated title, Skies of Arcadia. As the name suggests, Arcadia is a world in the skies composed of floating land masses showered by 6 different moons and inhabited by sailors galore, including pirates. There are 2 factions, the Black Pirates, the kind of pillagers that we're a bit more familiar with, but there are also the Blue Rogues, who steal from the rich and corrupted to help those in need. Like Robin Hood if he were a pirate, and wore blue. Really, a more appropriate example would be Vyse. Born and raised under the Blue Rogue Captain Dine, being a pirate is what Vyse does best. And after a fateful encounter with a mysterious girl whose mission held the very world in the balance, Vyse took it upon himself to offer his aid toward her quest, giving him a chance to leave the nest and make a name for himself as he traveled the skies of Arcadia. And though his sails would take him everywhere in the world, one major place he's yet to dock is at none other than the world of Super Smash Bros. So getting right into things, I see Vyse as a mid-weight character. He'd have 2 jumps, and he would be able to wall jump. And remember, after you finish the video, please share some feedback, what you liked about this moveset, disliked, or maybe what you would have done differently. And if you want to see more, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and tell me who you'd like for that next one to be. Vyse, compared to his crew, is the hardest hitter, prioritizing knocking opponents out quickly above anything else. But that doesn't mean he's a guns-blazing kind of character. That honor goes to Gilder. Now, Vyse prefers to jump into scraps with cutlass blades, a must-have for any self-respecting pirate. In fact, Vyse is so self-respecting, he doesn't use just 1, but 2 in each hand, though he does use them a little oddly. He holds the right blade normally, but in his left hand, he holds that blade by the guard. It doesn't seem very practical, but it's cool, so I don't care. For this moveset, I'll be building Vyse as a very balanced kind of rushdown character. He hits hard, but he also comes to fights with a number of tricks and pirate skills to keep his opponents on their toes. His combo game wouldn't be anything to scoff at either, so he really is a decent jack of all trades. So, getting into his attacks, he can have a 3-hit jab based on his first super move, the Cutlass Fury. The first swing is a lateral swipe to the right with his left cutlass, followed by a diagonal downward swing to the left with the right cutlass, then ends with a longitudinal swing up with the left cutlass to launch foes into the air. His dash attack can have Vyse break into a tilted spin while swinging his blades outward, then end with a diagonal slash forward with his cutlass at the end of the spin. During the spin, foes in his way will be dragged along, then launched by that final swing. It's a decent move to catch opponents off guard, but it can be easily punished if it misses. The side tilt can be a simple move based on Vyse's basic cutlass attack, which was a quick diagonal swing downward with his right cutlass, good for poke and playing neutral. Vyse's up tilt can be a quick uppercut with his left cutlass, a weak short-ranged attack, but it has very little end lag to let it rack up a little bit of extra damage or to use as a combo starter. And the down tilt, while still simple, is a bit more intricate. While crouching, he stabs both cutlasses forward low to the ground, then immediately pulls them apart to do a tearing attack. The stab deals hit stun, and the tear pops foes into the air, making it another good combo tool. But on top of that, it's a great chicken move, because if the stab clangs with an opponent's attack, it'll neutralize that attack, and Vyse will still follow through with pulling his swords apart. So it's hard to beat out if Vyse can time it properly. He wouldn't be a very good pirate if he couldn't defend himself during a sword fight. For Vyse's smash attacks, the side smash can be Vyse's critical hit attack, where he swings his sword down and slams it on the ground, also causing a short-range sword wave to fly forward. The wave gives a bit of extra disjoint, but that doesn't hurt nearly as much as getting hit by the sword itself. The up smash I call Skull and Cross. He swings both cutlasses diagonally up, crossing over each other as they reach their peak height. While it's not hitting anything behind Vyse, it's devastating to those in front or above him. Especially to those who get caught in that deadly sweet spot that appears at the moment the two blades cross, capable of destroying skulls and stocks. The down smash can get into Vyse's nature as a bit of a show-off. Yeah, I know, it's not even subtle. It's fine though, Vyse has more than earned his arrogance, and he'll demonstrate this by breakdancing, kicking his feet outward from front to back, then landing with a stylish flip. While arrogance normally leads to punishment, in Vyse's case, he's too smart to let anyone get the better of him, even when he's being cocky. Cause that ending flip is also a part of the attack, albeit it's a sour move, so it won't be getting any KOs, but it can catch opponents off guard who try to punish Vyse too soon. For his neutral air, it can be a kind of consecutive attack. The first attack is a simple stretch kick, working like others in Smash as a move that turns his whole body into a hitbox and is at its strongest at the start before the power quickly falls off. But for this one, pressing the button again during the kick will have Vyse cancel the kick at any time into a follow-up 360-degree sword swing all around his body. This follow-up can allow Vyse to knock away opponents who avoided the kick, great for corrections or to catch opponents off guard, but the sword does have a little more end lag than the kick, so it is slightly riskier to use than just the kick by itself. However, the move can combo into itself if you're fast and precise enough, or if you use the fall off of the kick for hit stun to lead into the sword swing. The forward air can have Vyse automatically stab his cutlass forward 3 times, thrusting it into different angles with each stab, and the final stab being the only one that actually launches foes away. The back air can show Vyse doing a high to low elbow drop type of attack with his left cutlass, a simple move that can spike if it sweet spots. The up air has Vyse show off some more by doing a back flip while spinning his body laterally. Getting hit by his body as he spins will drag opponents along to his legs, then launch them upward behind Vyse at the end of the attack. And the down air can have Vyse do a wide kick below himself from back to front, another pretty simple move that can spike foes sweet spotted directly under Vyse, sending them straight to Davy Jones's overhead bin. Vyse will grab foes with his left hand and pummel with a knee jab. The forward throw has Vyse kick the foe away, something you might see fencers do to get their opponent away from them. The back throw is a simple turning toss with an underhanded throw. He may be an honorable pirate, but he's still a pirate nonetheless. His up throw has Vyse kick the foe in the chin to send them into the air. And the down throw has Vyse do a quick flip with the foe in hand, then slam them into the ground upon completing the flip, which does move Vyse forward a bit upon use. Vyse's special attacks can all be his various super moves. Well, almost. His neutral special can be Vyse's sword beam attack, which is technically his basic attack when used on a faraway enemy. It's a basic projectile and that's it. But he'll only use that while he's on the ground. If he's in the air, he'll instead use his second super move, Rain of Swords. The aerial Vyse will swing his swords down, causing numerous energy projectiles to fall from his spot in a cone, spreading apart as they fly. They have great range, but they will peter out if they take too long to hit anything. If they do hit something though, they explode on impact, dealing a decent amount of damage and knockback. You are also able to slightly angle the sword's cone forward or back. They're still going to be flying down, but at least this will make it easier to aim them. For Vyse's side special, he can use what is generally his final super move, Pirate's Wrath. This has Vyse conjure an orb of energy from his blade that he throws forward. It doesn't count as a projectile, but it will disappear after it hits something or reaches its max range. While the orb is active, using side special again will have Vyse automatically charge to it, then slice the orb upon reaching it. This of course allows the move to be used for horizontal recovery, or even just recovery in general, since Vyse will always fly toward the orb regardless of its and his position. Though if a situation happens where Vyse takes too long to reach reach it, like if he gets stuck or obstructed on his way to it, then the charge will just cancel. Now remember, to activate the charge, the orb must still be active. If you take too long and the orb disappears, then using side special again will just have you throw another orb. Of course, that means throwing the orb will not put Vyse into freefall. However, using the charge will do so unless Vyse's slash at the end of the charge hits any opponent. Then it won't put him into freefall and he'll be able to use it again. Last thing to note, and this is probably the most entertaining aspect of Pirate's Wrath, if the thrown orb hits an opponent, yes, it disappears, but it will remain active, showing the hit foe covered in static and marking them, or, as I'd rather call it, hooking them, 'cause pirate. Hooked opponents become Vyse's sole target when he charges at them, getting slashed at once the rogue gets in their face. It can still be shielded or dodged though, so if you can predict it, you should be fine. The mark also doesn't last for very long, and be sure not to be too predictable with it, cause otherwise Vyse could end up flying straight into a flogging. For Vyse's up special, he can use the rest of Cutlass Fury. The part that I used for his jab was just the first half, so his up special can be the ender. He starts with slashing both cutlasses upward and jumps high into the air after the slash. If nothing else is pressed, then he goes into freefall. But pressing the special button again during the jump will have Vyse come back down holding both cutlasses forward, turning it into an optional what goes up must come down special. Aside from this obviously being another recovery option, it will also spike opponents at the start of the fall, and Vyse has to land on the stage, hit the ledge, or get attacked to cancel it. Lastly, because I made the jab the first half of Cutlass Fury, you will be able to cancel the end frames of the jab into the up special, which turns it into a makeshift 5-hit jab, adds more damage, and gives it a different launch angle. Should be noted though that this is slightly less safe, since the up special has a lot more end lag. So if it misses, or if you're in a free-for-all, you can leave yourself open for punishment. And finally, for Vyse's down special, he can use the super move, Skull Shield. Oh looky, a sortie with a counter, who'd have thought? This one's cool though, I promise!
This one has a skeleton.
Skull Shield is a counter special where Vyse calls upon the power of the pirates of old to defend their cause. In Skies, after using this special, any enemy who attacks Vyse will have their damage nullified by a pirate spirit who then retaliates onto said enemy regardless of their position. For Smash, it's a counter that can retaliate from anywhere. If you attack Vyse with a melee attack, the spirit will appear and slash at the foe. If he's hit with a projectile, the spirit fires back with a sword beam. The beam will follow your position, but it can be shielded or dodged. It should be noted as well that the Skull Shield has a weaker damage multiplier compared to other counters. The reason for this, aside from it being more versatile, is because the Skull Shield has a unique function that no other counter has. The pirates of old don't only defend Vyse after all, they're defending our cause. So in team battles, Vyse using the down special has a Skull Shield appear on all of his teammates, acting as a full team counter to protect his mates from harm so long as he can time it correctly. The Skull Shield's damage will be weaker in team fights though. It's stronger if Vyse is by himself. For Vyse's final smash! What's a pirate captain without their crew? And if he gets the smash ball, he calls for the blue rogues to attack. In Skies of Arcadia, this is a super move where Vyse calls on his crew to ransack the arena, dealing damage or healing depending on which mates you have assigned. This is a cinematic final smash that starts with a bright light appearing behind Vyse as he yells for the blue rogues to attack, and anyone caught in the light will be pulled in. It plays out with quick shots of his crew, then ends with a flashy effect that launches all caught foes away afterward. Opponents take a considerable amount of damage, but on top of that, Vyse and any teammates he might have will also be healed by a set amount. As you can see, Vyse is the kind of captain who makes sure that no one is left behind. For Vyse's colors, they can be based off of the various moons that Arcadia has. His default is his usual blue rogue attire, aptly colored blue, but this can also be the Yafutomen moon color. His first alt can be based off of the yellow moon, situated above the Valuan Empire, though it can also reference Vyse's childhood friend and fellow matey, Aika. Next is a silver color based off the Silver Solstice moon, while also having a scheme that references the Sylvite Fina, the very girl that kickstarted Vyse's grand adventure. Then here's a green color based on the Ixataka moon, while also referencing the old and salty Captain Drachma. Here's a purple alt referencing Glacia's moon, while also harkening to the Valuan prince Enrique. Then here's a black moon alt. The black moon is mostly an implied one, since there's not actually one up in the sky, but you can discover fragments of it, plus Vyse looks good in black. But it also references one of the game's main antagonists, Ramirez. Next up, here we have an alternate costume of sorts. It's a red color referencing the Nasser Kingdom's moon, but this is actually Vyse's imposter, Vyse, a traveling entertainer who tried using Vyse's name and cred to commit crimes up until Vyse and crew stop him in the Kingdom of Nasser, ironically. But we don't care about any imposters, we want the real guy! So for a real alternate costume, Vyse can wear his Shock Trooper uniform from Valkyria Chronicles. No guns though, like I said, he's a swashbuckler through and through. His stage intro can show Vyse swinging the stage from a rope, implying that said rope is hanging from his ship flying over the stage, and Vyse just jumped from it. For taunts, his first can have him focus. Focusing was an option for party members to spend a turn to build spirit, which allowed them to use super moves. His second can have Vyse take a cocky stance with his swords, but when he does this, he shifts the moonstone and the blades, changing their color. During your turn in skies, you can change the active element in your weapon to give yourself a type advantage over enemies. Here it's just aesthetics, it won't actually change the attributes or anything of Vyse's attacks. And his third taunt can have him hold his sword into the air while yelling, "Yee-haw!" His pose references his magic casting animation, while yelling like a cowboy comes from Valkyria Chronicles whenever he's successful. And finally, for his victory animations, they can all be the actual 3 that he had in Skies, starting with his high health Vic, where he holds his right cutlass into the air, then swings it down for a pose while saying, "Ha, that was easy." Next is his mid-health Vic, where he swings his left cutlass into a more relaxed position while holding his right cutlass behind his back and says, "That wasn't so bad." And his last can be his low health Vic, where he falls to the ground and says, "That was a tough fight." For funsies, the victory animation you get will reflect how much damage Vyse had when the match ended. So if you don't want to keep hearing him say that this was a tough fight, you better get good. After all, Vyse expects nothing less but the best. And that does it for my personal pick, What If Vyse Was in Smash? Anyways, if you enjoyed what you saw and would like to see even more characters be given possible Smash movesets, be sure to subscribe. And if you want to support the show, you can click the join button below the video, the one on my main page, or the link in the description to become a sponsor for my channel. Doing so will get you access to my Discord server, channel emotes, as well as the option to watch these episodes early, on top of so much more. And of course, if you have a character that you'd like to see be given a possible Smash moveset, leave a comment down below, and while you're at it, feel free to give me any feedback about Vyse's moveset, and be sure to share your own ideas about him as well. I'd love to hear them. So, I hope you all enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching!